Pepper Trucker. I would like to talk today on this beautiful chill day up here in Wisconsin.
1/2 mile, turn right on Wagner Street.
A little bit about for all the new guys that are thinking about onboarding with night transportation.
Turn right at the stop sign, then take the first left.
Specifically the Kansas City terminal, which I am out of. I do believe every terminal handles it a little bit different, but for the majority the same ever since the COVID pandemic, I suppose. Well, at the DQP driver qualification process, your recruiter will set you up at a hotel within reasonable distance of the terminal, and they will have, if needed, a rental car for your
Turn left on I-95.
arrival at the hotel, which the following day you would have to turn back in. That is for those that don't live too far from the Kansas City terminal, like myself. Other ones that may be flown in that are within the Kansas City terminal operations, I suppose. On day one, when you arrive at the terminal, early bright, you're gonna need to have your paperwork on you, like your current DOT physical, even if it's still good. Mine was barely renewed before I transferred from a physical I paid out of pocket. And this carrier does not accept any physicals that are from anywhere else but their own DOT physical examiners. So, just something to keep in mind.
Continue on I-94.
They do send you over on your first day to get your physical. They provide a van, a company van for that. Well, you have to drive yourself actually to that physical. They give you the address and everything you need to know, and hand you the keys to the van. You can either drive in a group all together in the same van, or for those that have their own transportation can individually go there. After your physical, you do not immediately get your paperwork, get sent out to night transportation, but you will already know whether you're cleared or not via the physician. And they do an on-site drug screening on sessions with other orientation classes in other terminals throughout the country. So, gotta go through your payroll, through your trip sheets, all that good stuff. Then a little bit deeper information on, depending on what you signed up for, what division. That is now then division specific information. Also on the first day, usually sometimes it can be on the second day, depending on how big the class is. A road test. We're gonna go out with the other driver's truck, more likely a trainer's truck, and you do your thing. So overall, it's not too bad. You will be fed. Breakfast at the hotel, and then for lunch, something at the terminal. If you require a third meal for the day, you have to pay out of pocket when you're back at the hotel to get you something, pizza or whatever it may be. And normally, if everything goes well, and you be lucky as myself. I was lucky. I got my truck right there at the terminal from makes and models that I let them know that I prefer. One of them was it. So far that truck hasn't been giving me too much trouble, which is a good thing. It pulls pretty good in the torque. It's actually an international LT with the Cummins under the hood. The X15. I just don't know what the torque is, but the torque must be set pretty good as far as pulling power. I'm pretty heavy. It doesn't really use any horsepower to pull those hills, so not too bad. The pulling power is there. Yeah, and it's usually a pretty easy process. And for those that don't have no drug-related history of any kind, they should not have to worry about anything. I will let you know they have follicle tests. They will show any type of drug that you might have consumed at any point of time, because it's embedded within the DNA of the hair root. So it does go back at least a decade, if not more. Yeah, I mean, once you're out on the road, I myself in the driver division, they do keep you busy. I mean, here and there with all these dropping hooks. Keeping in mind the size of this carrier, not just the terminal I run out of, other terminals hit the same customer base clientele. So at times you may run into a wild goose chase on getting an empty trailer to either take in to drop for your next load, preloaded at the shipper, or for a live load. Yeah, so don't expect, if you knew, like with I want to say less than 5 years experience to make like anything on their sliding pay scale starting mid-range. So I am now 15 years in the industry, and I came on at the cap out. The pay scale doesn't go any higher than that. Specifically for the Kansas City terminal. I'm not sure if each terminal has a different pay scale, so don't quote me on that, but I possibly could find out. Yeah, I run relaxed in terms of I'm not running every day hard on the clock. I keep my cruise set at 63, let it do its thing, utilize the auto climate function of this truck every time I'm shutting down. So depending on how they have it set with outside temperatures versus the in-cab temperatures, all of that kind of stuff, the truck will automatically start and idle for a while and then turn back up for a while, so on and so forth. Let's see what else. The majority of the individual loads is what you could consider a short haul, meaning under 1,000 miles pop, not counting any deadheads if there is any, just like the loaded miles. Their pay structure is based on zip code to zip code, not practical miles. I highly recommend for those that want to start a business in the industry and thinking about lease purchase program. Before doing this year, signing off on any possible contracts, get your numbers straight. I mean, it's really easy depending on what you given that your application been approved, and you can start looking for the trucks that are available. Then you get based on those trucks factual numbers, such as how much they want plus balloon payment on top. So, and what your weekly truck payment rate would be, you know, that does not include anything else around it, like insurance, base plates, all that stuff, just for the truck itself. And if you take that number, times it by 4, then you know what that truck a month will cost throughout the lease duration. And with that number, for that year, make, model, you can compare to dealerships or to different trucks with what those trucks cost. The numbers associated with that. I mean, if you go to a traditional dealership, you need to have 2 things already well laid out. One, you need to have a credit score on the worst end, 670. From there up into the high 700s or even perfect. I mean, the better your score is, the greater your rate will be in terms of interest charged on top of the principal, which is calculated in your monthly rate. Benefit of outside truck. The carrier has no control over limiting you on anything you might want to alter to your truck, whether it's putting on, you know, chrome bumpers, chicken lights, a different paint scheme, whatever it may be. Because you own that truck, financed through the bank or the dealer. And the other benefit is, if you would feel like now just speaking for the dry van division where I'm at, that $1.16 a mile on their the higher the miles, the lower the pay rate, the lower the miles, the higher the pay rate scale. If you would feel like your revenue that you'd be making wouldn't be what you was looking for, that gives you the freedom to take your power unit to any carrier to lease it on with. It also gives you the freedom to prepare for your own authority, but that you should not get your own authority until you have in place a trailer that you want to haul and a brokerage license for self-brokerage. So, because with only one truck, as an independent contractor competing with all these mega carriers that can easily underbid you, and they've been around forever, so they got reputation. It will be a challenge. contract with, depending on the type of the trailer, the lanes you want to haul. You can get contract with customer base. It won't be easy to get that established. Expectations will be really high. You cannot be late with anything, or you're gonna lose your contract pretty quick. So yeah, just need to know. Operating your own business is time consuming to get it off the ground, but it'd be worth it in the while, you know, in the long run. If you stick with it and you make smart financial decisions. Perfect scenario, before you even got your business started, to have a nice nest egg stashed away. On top of that, be nicely invested where you know that you're earning money in the background, whether it's monthly, quarterly, twice a year, or yearly. It's compounding as time goes on. So, for example, if you can afford $1,000 a month to invest into the market, you know, I'm not saying $1,000 a month into just one ETF or index fund such as the S&P 500 or VTA total US stock market, or Amazon or whatever it may be. I am saying to, as a whole, 1,000 a month. And you split that up, the 1,000 a month, between positions that you hold to keep furthering those positions. That is where diversification comes in. And you just stay consistent with it. In 30 years, with an average return of 10%, you're gonna build a wealth of over $2 million. So, time, that is the key factor. Time. And you should always be buying and knowing what you're investing into. Understand the business principle, understand the economy. Don't get sidetracked by whichever presidential party is in office with their policies. Don't let that affect you by understanding the business, the principles behind the business, and ask yourself, have you been using in your personal lifestyle anything that business could have to do with? So, It's like what I've been investing in, for example. Such as Walmart, Costco, Procter & Gamble, P&G, Johnson & Johnson, financial transaction services, Visa, MasterCard, banks in the financial services, Deutsche Bank, US Bank, McDonald's, and Walt Disney Entertainment, even invested into the transportation industry. Like J.B. Hunt, and even here with night transportation. I'm not talking now lease purchase. I'm talking as an owner in terms of X amount percentage of shares of ownership. Meaning I have the true financials right beforehand, updated once a quarter. You can see exactly the debt to asset ratio, the balance sheet, all that stuff. That is with every business that I own shares with. Yeah, what I'm saying is to be strategic with the game plan, wise, and do not fall for the lifestyle, keeping up with the Joneses trap. That is why most folk are actually struggling, bro. Because they always say, I need to earn more, I need to earn more, I need to earn more. Then when they do earn more, what do? Spend more. And they can't just get it into their head. Why? I earn 6 figures a year. Why the hell am I broke? Because you pay your bills and the rest you just spend it all on yourself. Or sometimes you just use it all on yourself in terms of lifestyle and then struggle to pay your bills. So those are all that are mentally weak-minded, completely weak-minded, lack of discipline, and more likely trying to two things every time you get paid. Two. One, allocate funds into a high yield savings account or multiple high yield savings accounts for different goal purposes. Two, allocate funds into the investments and stay invested. I'm not talking trading. There's a difference. Stay invested. I will guarantee you your future self and the generations to overcome you will be grateful that you took that discipline to make it happen. On top of that, once you got it all built up, where you want to be, that is when you need to get with a trust fund lawyer or law firm and have them set up a trust. And this trust will be itemized listed every investment that you hold and dictated in within how these investments to be used once you pass on. Who's gonna get what? Which investment? At what age? What are they to do with it? All that kind of stuff will be protected in there, which is a legal document. Falls under the laws of the seas. And any law firm will monitor all of that, and you'll be protected. You'll be protected from those that want to take your money from you or take your wealth from you, and a lot more. Own nothing and be happy. Here's how you do that. Your name owns that trust fund, while the trust fund owns every single investment for you. So your persona owns nothing, but you know all that wealth that you actually have. So you're owning nothing, but you are happy. You can walk around and be a joker, smiling all day, every day, just like Jeff Bezos. As an example. Prime example for own nothing, be happy. over, bro. It's a lifestyle. Now you get compensated for your time, sure. But the way I look at it, I've been out here doing this for 15 years now. Just about any lane you can think of concerning reefers, some time of flatbed, and drive-ins now. So the way I see it, I get paid to travel. If you do not enjoy to travel every single day and not to be stationary a lot somewhere, then this industry may not be for you. But if you do enjoy to travel, I'm speaking specifically, for over the road. To me, it's like a miniature mobile home, a house on wheels. Of course, primarily spec for keeping the global economy, supply chains moving, and not so much for like having a shower, having this, that, and the other, because it does limit the total weight and all of that, and how much revenue the truck could make. Now, for those that want to invest in one of those super sleepers, I recommend for weight purposes, get a contract shuttling brand new trailers from the manufacturer to the dealer's lot. It keeps your overall weight in balance, and you get a decent fuel mileage on top of it. Now, what exactly that would pay, I could not tell you. I've never done that. But that's just an option. Then you would add a truck with a kitchenette in it, with a stand-up shower, toilet, literally like an RV, with a water and septic tank, all of that built in it. Yeah, it's just what one wants, And those trucks, I can guarantee you, if they knew, they no less than 500K minimum. Not counting interest, that's just, cash price tag. I can tell you, if you can keep always cash stashed away in diverse accounts for diverse purposes and be invested, you will never have any financial problems whatsoever different purposes. One of your savings purposes shall be strictly for any financial emergencies that may arise. Yeah, just for that purpose only. And every time you have to use that account for whichever emergency, and I mean emergency, not birthdays, weddings, whatever they have you, then you're gonna replenish the funds that you used out of it. So, and then the other accounts there are for strategic purposes. You know, one account could be your travel fund account. One account could be your strategic fund account for strategic investment opportunities that may arise. One account could be, you know, you get the idea. And I myself don't use really all that much to live off of. All honesty, now and then I invest further into my sartorial wardrobe in terms of, you know, either made-to-measure suit or bespoke. And sometimes of the ready-to-wear line, and just have as needed minor alterations done at the alterations tailor. But the whole key point there is it is natural fabrics. That's the whole point. Plus, it'll be stylish. You're never gonna get out of style. Yes, I do wear my suit separates and sometimes the whole suits out here on the road. As I'm driving, which you probably have noted. But now, I would dress a little different. Pulling a flatbed every time I would have to work around the flatbed. I probably could still wear the same what I'm wearing now, except I would have to add in mechanics or even first responders cover all to it, even if it's an aviator's jumpsuit, just to throw on over my nice clothing so that they be protected from whatever may occur at that line of work. So there really is nothing that stops you from being successful in your life except yourself. All there is to it. So like I myself, I not only invested in the market, I am also invested in physical gold, silver, and numismatics. In terms of, you know, collectibles, basically. In terms of coins. So, oil paintings that have the potential of become over time like highly valuable, I'm gonna add into my portfolio. So what I'm saying is, the money that I'm spending has a strategic purpose. I don't just spend the money to spend money. There's a strategic purpose behind it. Where I get value out of it. I'm not just spending money just because something is on sale. Whether it's on sale or not, if it falls under my strategic purpose with the values that I'm looking for in my life, then I'm going to spend money on it. If not, it can be on sale all year round, I'm not going to touch it. Yeah, that's just the wisdom you got to apply when it comes to how the economy works. And as an investor and capitalist, you always will prosper. And the good thing is, when you do have some good money stashed away, including charity funds, you actually can give charities for the greater good in organizations you do believe in. Of course, you're gonna have a tax advantage with it too. Just have to, like, literally you know, weigh out your options. Of course, the younger you are, start investing and staying with it. The lesser per month you gotta invest. The older you get, then you have to get more aggressive for the goals and the timeline that you might have in line. Because the numbers tell you how to get there. It's not no rocket science. You just need to be clear about the numbers. Then understand what is bad debt. And what is debt that brings you value? Also referred to as good debt. I understand there are some like Dave Ramsey, and he's a pretty good guy, and he utilizes strategies that work for him, which is great. To him, such thing as good debt does not exist. There's only debt. But like to myself and other, of the 1% financially educated, with debt being debt, what you do with it makes a difference. Whether it turns out to be good for you in the long run, in terms of generating more wealth, or just being eaten away by lifestyle inflation. That's all there is to it. Now, I myself own credit cards, but pay them off if I utilize them right when they do in full. I'm not carrying any balances over. Because that would be like utilizing credit cards in a financial not smart manner. I mean, all that credit cards are is a way to utilize funds that is other people's money to spend on whichever the case may be, which results into hard-earned cash that you personally have not earned yet. So you're spending future money. That means that you just have to be smart and to understand what credit cards are, what credit cards aren't, when and how you should use them. All that stuff factors into it. And then you're never going to have a problem, because the financial 1% going to have these things in place. Excellent credit utilization in terms of low credit utilization percentage against your max credit limit, and always paid on time. A well-off built personal credit score, because that frees you up to get loans, like to take out debt. But what you do with that debt determines on whether it becomes good for you or not so good. So if you take out that debt to throw into a business, it can turn out good for you. If you take out that debt and throw into residential or even commercial real estate with tenants in it, it will be good for you in the long run. If you take out that debt to eventually you want to change your career in terms of educational purposes to start a business, it takes even much longer before that would be good for you. So yeah, I mean, there are ways, because you have to keep in mind the debt you have to pay back. On top of it, you have to pay interest. Now, and here's how you can have a head start. If you already invested in the market for quite some time and you've been getting an average of 10% return on it, with that, most of the interest that you pay back on your loan should be covered by it, if not all. And how you get there is always patience. Patience and consistency. Is just a number based on your current financial situation, your current age, all that factors into it. If you made unwise decisions when you were young, then it's time to get with it and become smart. So then you just have to bump your retirement age at a higher bracket than you probably would like to, but it's like you live and learn. And if you stay healthy the best you can, and watch what you're putting in your body, then you should have a prolonged life too, to enjoy your retirement once you reach that goal. It's not rocket science. It's just discipline and known numbers. Business. It's all business. Okay. Appreciate for tuning in. I know it's been a long video again. So, but don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, share, and hit that notification bell so you always be notified when I upload new content. You know, chatting a little bit about this combination, this company, the industry as I see